Hi Virgo, you have so much solar energy that this is kind of freaky. You kind of are going to have everything. You're going to eat your cake and have it too. And you're going to be somebody completely different by the end of the month. So let's start. Hi Virgo, and welcome to your Gemini transits, 21st of May to 21st of June reading. So let's talk about all these cards that have been popping up. I just wanted one and I got 5. So everything sounds so positive. You have shaman, ancient healing wisdom. You have fire, passion. You have radiance, you have calling in your soulmate, and the sun. So there is this fiery feeling over here, and not any fire, the sun power, sort of like a godly power, almost like you can almost summon kind of like a things. So let's start with shaman, which kind of tells me that maybe there is a need to maybe tap into subconscious, right? Because I feel completely connected with this card, because whenever I get a new deck, I kind of ask questions to see how we'll get along. And when the deck approved me, and I asked the deck, how do you see me? And this is the card that I got. And I think I also have this kind of deep compassionate eyes, right? And so probably do you. And many of us have witnessed kind of visions and suffering and joy. But here, this is telling me that you are going to get an insight or even ability to travel beyond the veil of sort of ordinary reality. And it's going to kind of be almost primary assignment to kind of discern and maintain the balance between the human community and the natural world and supernatural world, right? It looks like this intuition and thinking is not in balance, because thinking is almost becoming a disease in our times. Thinking is almost eating us up. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm not rich enough. Oh, I'm not successful enough. We do not stop and smell the roses, right? Shamans usually live their lives in ceremony. So guys, this is really calling me to, especially now when we are entering this new moon in Taurus, it's going to be a biggie. It's going to be very important, right? So this is a person who treats everything with reverence, including this mystery of death, right? But also the mystery of life. And he has these spirit helpers, including ancestral spirits. It's somebody who can actually move to the fourth dimension and enjoy place there, right? So the healing powers have been placed from one generation to another, right? So this is telling me that there is some kind of curing that maybe has to happen in your case. There is some kind of illness of spirit, my dear Virgo. It could be due to a loss or psychic intrusions. Sometimes we suffer ancestral karma or any other spiritual causes that could be contributing and manifest condition for which you're seeking help. And no matter what remedies are looking for, allopathic, alternative, or even a combination, let the healing of your spirit be your priority. And check my energy sessions for sure. And know that the deepest spiritual wound is illusion of kind of being separate from that source or from the energy, or not embracing it, right? It's the trick of mind, as I told you, right? So this is a time for deep healing, my dear Virgo, starting with your relationship with spirit. So call your spirit guides, call your ancestors to help you with any emotional, mental, or physical healing that you need. And call upon the Creator to assist you in mending any rift that has been created, right? Or any rift in your relationship with the spirit and with the others. So choose thoughts that kind of like support wholeness and health and well-being. Any darker thoughts or shadows might appear as well and might arise in consciousness, but let them dissolve. Kind of see yourself as healed, whole, and complete. And it's kind of like it's going to be. Because it looks like after that you're moving into passion. And it looks like you cannot reach the stage, even though you're just about to start like enormously positive new phase. This is the fire, and it's called passion. So this could be that fire in your belly, right? So fire is like something that is extremely important to mankind, right? It's changed our lifestyle dramatically after it has been introduced, right? So it can generate heat and light, and we can cook food, stay warm, and keep predators away at night. I mean, at least me watching cowboy movies, I think I would conclude that. So it is kind of really necessary for life on Earth, and in this card, the man is enacting an ancient ceremonial fire dance from Samoa, and you know, it's kind of like meant to ignite the passion of warriors before battle, you know, and this is like all the colors and painting and brouhaha and everything, and we all know that at times we can all use this, right? So what are your passions, Virgo? What turns you on? What ignites your inner flame and that creative spark? So when you feel devoid of passion, consider what's missing in your life. It's most likely an absence of that fire in the belly, right? Something that kind of like makes your heart beat faster and kind of like makes you really start a day and you just can't wait to get out of the bed. So passion is not something that comes from outside, even though kind of it can. Circumstances can trigger it. It's more or less intensity, an intensity of feeling. And passion can be a strong feeling or sensation in itself that can motivate you to act. So this is what your guides are entering. So open yourself to the truth of what you're passionate about and find means to express it. And it looks like everything is going to happen for you in a really short orders, because this is literally landing at the end of this reading, summer solstice and radiance. So the word solstice originates from Latin word solstitium, which means stationary and stopped sun, like stiti sol. So this is because twice during the solar year, the sun appears to rise and set in the same place for several days. Or winter solstice to fall and set in the same days. So it seems to be taking a much needed rest before making the next circuit across the sky from one solstice to the next. So with the summer solstice comes the culmination of the sun travels, growing, coming up, that have led to the longest days of the year. Well, at least for us in the northern hemisphere. So celebrations, just like in this card, the sun. So it's almost like the same thing that I should be probably telling you over here. Celebrations and ceremonies and births and setting the new ways. It's kind of really, really important. We will feel a desire to be outdoors in the natural world and kind of like reap the benefits of this long year, of this long day. So let this radiance of the sun inspire your inner radiance and let it shine forth. Release your concerns about what may happen in the future and focus on appreciating everything that is good and right. You know, let everything dissipate that is like not serving your highest good, and everything that it is, embrace it. Sun is going to take away your worries and cares, And it's also very, very good advice to do something physically active to simulate this like inner light. Usually dancing and singing is really, really good. You can do it while cooking or cleaning your place. But most importantly, go outdoors and do not let any negative thoughts or habits to stop you. When you're in love with life, you naturally radiate that love, and love comes to you, and your soulmate comes to you, many times amplified. I know, Virgo, you kind of didn't have it good lately, but this is changing. This is one of those ironies of life, that more love you give, the more returns to you. But it starts by allowing that radiant being who you truly are to be expressed in the world. Smile a little bit more, and notice the beauty around you. Kind of see the humor, and even see paradoxes in life. Show your life, and especially to those who are the closest, because we sometimes take them for granted, right? And then smile even more and watch how the world around you lights up. So you have, wow, amazing setup over here. And let's see more details, and let's see what really comes in your way. Because it's saying calling in your soulmate. And again, your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. This is definitely talking about this like new found, let's say, feeling of lightness. So let's see where we are going. You have finances and career. This is really good, because you being an earth sign, even though here you are traveling in the fire element, which is a higher vibration than yours, which talks about intensity, right? And shaman is maybe even deeper, but it's also very earthy. Shamans are really kind of healer, that kind of like you feel the grounding touch. So you're first grounding yourself, healing and repairing, and then moving higher up. And finances and career are also in this shaman kind of domain. So something is going to be a factor, whether this is like looking for a new job or trying to find different ways of income, additional income. Let's kind of like do it like on Saturday, additional day. I can babysit, I can walk the dogs, I can wash the windows. It's going to be something like that. Heart-to-heart conversations. It is safe for you to love. Attraction. Reconciliation. Children. Retreat. Release your ex. Worth waiting for. And soulmate. The bottom of the deck is wedding. The bottom of the deck is like Knave of Wands. So there we go. Again, we have like this enormous fire kind of like pushing you, propelling you forward. This is like literally like the fire card. So let's see where we go with this. It is kind of like interesting. You are definitely asked to heal something, because you will have periods where you're going to just retreat, but you're going to have kind of like rebuilding many things in your life from what I see. There could be that some of you are married over here, that you're kind of like dealing with maybe issues, maybe with somebody whom you used to be married. It could be financial issues. And you kind of have to probably look for different possibilities of kind of resolving the issue. So let me see here. Attraction. You have Ace of Wands. You have the Strength reversed. You have Knight of Pentacles reversed. So there was a spark somewhere that happened, but somebody didn't want to commit. Somebody didn't really want to build this with you. It kind of felt really bad. This actually could be reconciliation that has happened, but it again didn't kind of like hatch. It kind of like was nutrient was missing in this particular kind of like thing. Let me see. Is it safe for you to love? And then it's Queen of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles and the World. Everything reversed. So I think you're trying to reach the safety, and I think this is really the key, given that all three cards are Earth cards, right? This is you, the Queen of Pentacles, and also this is you, the Knight of Pentacles, right? You kind of like were getting into this fire in the past. Now you're probably thinking, Kat, what they're telling me, I have been there, and no, that kind of like didn't work for me, leave me kind of alone. This is what you need to resolve. That's why the shaman is coming here. It's just, you know, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and keep getting different results, that's one story. But if you try something different and you get a bad result, this is still not, you know, definite kind of a thing. So this is saying that something didn't go, something didn't switch. You still have to turn inside. You still have to deal with something that needs to close down. You do know what this is. This is like that healing that has to take place. And that healing could be just like any aspect of your life, which kind of can include resolving the matters of the career or the finances or child support, or simply kind of like sitting down with someone, which could be even with a child, and kind of like discussing what needs to be discussed. And so here we have, wow, I have a very strong Gemini over here, and Gemini usually talks about change and changeability. It's a mutable sign, and somebody who is always on the go. And I think this is probably telling me that your finances were on and off, kind of like whenever you feel like you are on top of the horse, it's just like something kind of like strikes you down, and you kind of like are getting tired. And I think this is kind of like sending me kind of think, well, why to even try when I'm going nowhere? I kind of, it looks like when you try, you really try, and then when you get nowhere, you just kind of like stop and give up, and you feel things are not going. The truth is, here you have to reassess what happened. So let me see, heart-to-heart conversations. And this is like, to me, so much Virgo. And here you have the 8 of Pentacles, you have 3 of Wands, and then you have a King of Wands. So there are some kind of details that, for details in the story, something didn't go forward here because something hasn't been planned properly. Virgo. Something that was very crucial, right? Even when you have like so many of them together, you can still kind of like mess up with maybe something that is like really not there. And I think they messed up here. Anyway, they're giving that all the symbols in this pentacle card. So this is telling me that this could be in any area. It can be an area of finance, even though that's sort of like the crucial area here. But also I see the swords and I see the cups. It must be the wands somewhere. In any case, the wands are appearing over here. So this is basically what it was. You didn't have enough fire in your belly. Or somebody didn't, or something is happening. Maybe you have a problem with your child and you need to have that conversation. King of Wands, it could be somebody who will actually waltz into your life. And it is also calling for you, and that could be somebody born in the sign of a Leo. But it could be somebody who is really who's going to engage you. This might not necessarily be a person you're going to jump toward, but I do have a feeling that it's going to be really, really important. It could be somebody in your life that you maybe have feelings for. It was like that beautiful scene in Clueless, and I'm going to, spoiler alert, so just don't listen to the next 15 seconds. When what's her name, Alicia Silverstone, the last scene goes, oh my god, I love Josh. This is kind of like a realization that something is just going to dawn on you, like that maybe you have been dating somebody, maybe somebody was your coworker. I see see these things, and all of a sudden they're going to shift. It's going to be something different. You're not going to reconcile. Reconciliation is still something for some of you that is on your mind, but it's going to get derailed at this time. It's not in your best interest. It's going to be something that you have seen that somebody was like digging or plotting behind your back, something that you haven't seen, or something that maybe you even were not prevent, and you're going to really feel that this is not right, that you have really worked very hard for it, and you're going to spend lots of time thinking about it. And you know, good thing about you Virgos is you really have a good core, and generally you really don't really beg for a relationship. Of course, we all in our signs have people who kind of like have their core damaged, but even if you did, over here I think what's going to be happening is like that healing is going to take place. You're going to so understand this is the dead end street and I'm really not going there. It's going to be really, really interesting, because when the justice comes reversed, that something is working against you, something is not fitting, and if you have any legal action or something, it might get derailed. You might not get what you have been promised, what you're really almost like even counting on. So let's see about the children, and that's kind of interesting card because it can mean actually quite a few things. Children can mean your own children, or willing to have children, or basically nurturing and nourishing your inner child. And there is like this sense that you got really kind of like closed off, that you just like maybe created your little world and you're saying, I'm fine, I'm just like fine with this. The truth is that you really have to reach out. You have to be able to express love. It's really asking you to reach out, even if this means reaching out and being on your own and looking for your own answers, looking for your own truth, what you need. And this is your card, Virgo. You're showing up here. It is like absolutely asking of you to apply wisdom, because the Hermit is the card of wisdom. And it's kind of like moving you into kind of conclusion of what has been and what hasn't been done properly. Again, you have like hermit-like card, retreat over here, and this is basically you're feeling how you're positioning yourself. You kind of like are also realizing, you know what, there is like no future here with something, and realization for you, instead of making you sad, it is actually almost like energizing you. You're kind of like stabilized. So it could have been that the situation or the person was destabilizing you, that something, whether financially or emotionally, you have been a wreck because of it, right? And what is really important is to understand, one, how can, if this is, let's say, your baby's father or mother's, or your baby's mother, that how can you actually work together to kind of like join together and work together? And how do you really enjoy being on your own? This is really asking you to kind of like get to know yourself, Libra. I mean, I do see this King of Wands, and this fellow is charmer. This guy or woman, it's like go-getter. Hey, let's go here, let's go there, always kind of go, go, go. Enthusiasm is really good, but you are Virgo, you kind of like earthy things. You like slower than this person, but it's going to be exciting. And through that, you're going to find maybe that it's going to be just simply troubleshooting of your life through all of that. So kind of finding your own guiding star over here. Have a star. You kind of like have this light in front of you. You're going to reach for the real values. Like this new moon, because it is in Taurus, is going to affect you. And I really see this like it's a big stabilization over here for you, Virgo. So there is like some kind of releasing. Either you are being released or somebody is releasing you. In any case, there is like the clearance of these cords. There is like the still connection to a situation, to something, to bitterness, to a person. And this is basically somehow foster circumstances in your life coming from the outside that can help you release this energy, right? Oh boy. You have Knight of Wands, and you have Knight of Cups, and you have Temperance. And look at this. One is up, one is down. I would think there are like more than one X that this is talking about. I think some of you, as I always say, you know, and as I said, I never repeat myself, you might have an ex. You may have had the same person. Maybe you dated the same person all your life, and the same person was coming in a different body. And I think this is like what is calling here for you to break through, right? To kind of like try different, right? You know, as it's said here, if you at first don't succeed, try and try again. But then again, you know, what if at first you don't succeed, and maybe skydiving is not for you, right? Because here is saying that it's kind of like, do I want to go forward? Do I want to go backward? You're kind of realizing things that were working and things that were not working. You are like reaching this balance. This Temperance card is talking about, I get it. Now, you know, we make those blacklists, you know, and white lists. And yes, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. And yet, each new person brings what we also like and what we dislike in them. And there's like more and more and more and more coming on that list. It turns out nobody's ever good for us when this list becomes very, very long. It is understanding what we can put up with. You have this sun theme again, and what we want. It looks like you don't really want somebody clingy. Maybe something was clingy, or maybe you were clingy, and you don't want to feel this way anymore, or you don't want to feel overly zealous anymore either. You kind of like want to reach this balance. You want to be released, and you want to kind of be able to explore and express your emotions. So hopes and fears, worth waiting for. So there you go. You have the stars, you have the Hierophant reversed, and Queen of Wands. So now this is really interesting, because Hierophant reversed is generally not a good card, but in this combination this is actually really good. The stars and the Hierophant reversed, it means, you know, and check my new Moon in Taurus video. You are going to kind of going a completely new direction. So there it is. You are finally showing up, and you are matching this King of Wands energy. You are kind of going to do that kind of in an unconventional way. The stars is also that shaman energy. This is also that healing, you know, something that we need to address. See which area of your life is the one that needs attention, right? It sounds to me the stability in your life really needs lots of attention, and yet also that you really, really need that fire in your belly. And you also, as I seen, where was that for here? You don't want to be vulnerable anymore. I can see that. But the truth is that Queen of Wands is like so secure that even if she shows vulnerability, she knows she's going to actually land on her feet. She's not sharing everything, and this is why we have the black kitty. So Queen of Wands, kitty cat on Matrix. But the truth is, you guys, you know, and that's why you had the Temperance. Temperance is all about waiting for the right person, waiting for the right moment. I would say enjoy yourself. You're coming to yourself. You probably will be dating or seeing somebody casually. There is like somebody really new coming to your life because you're releasing the old. And look at that. And this as well could be a soulmate. Or not. Or yes. This is kind of interesting. This is also soulmate card reversed. For some of you, it's going to be a new soulmate. For the others of you, it's going to be the realization that somebody was not a soulmate, and you're going to reach this aha moment, I cannot handle you, and I don't want to handle you. And in either ways, you're going to continue being really proud of where you're going, how you're going. You have the Seven of Pentacles, means knowing where you reached. You reached a certain level, you reached a certain ledge, right, on the mountain, and you're looking down and saying, hey, I made it all the way up here. And then you're looking up further to kind of like continue. this actually is really good. Also, Seven of Swords, when it reverses, it's an aha moment. It is, this is what it needs. It's kind of like a mixture. It almost looks like you're going to build things on realization of what didn't work. And this is why you have so much sun. It is going to be that clarity and illumination and about passion. And looks like everything else, you're going to just kind of like handle it. You have lots of fire and air energy. You're going to feel extremely vibrant, but you'll also be very, very tired. And I can see this retreat. You'll have to stop and smell the roses and kind of like get your own energy. I actually want to get one more card for you. Let me see, where is my little booklet? Oh, where is it? Okay, oops, you got it already. Sacred, 2. Slow and steady. It's reversed, though I was just finishing my new moon in Taurus, and slow and steady is definitely not going to be the way to go this month. So let me see, 12. It is reversed. So it says this: pushing things forward impulsively will not only prevent success, but potentially cause more trouble than you're prepared to handle. Moving too quickly will only yield unripe fruit with a bitter taste. Slow down, breathe, meditate. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. Just be. Everything will work out if you can apply the brakes and become more aware of what's happening in this moment. A calm focus is on the now. Breathing in the beauty of your surroundings will restore your power to consciously co-create your world. All fruits ripen in their own time. And the sacred pool, 47, which is 11, says, the world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. So we keep getting that message for you, Virgo. It says, when you look into the mirror, do you like what you see? The sacred pool cards ask that you focus on self-love, and that's what we saw here, and self-esteem. We are all works in progress, so detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. Reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you have come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining through your eyes? When you're conscious that you are the embodiment of the spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in good conscience. Then you will reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed but celebrated with radiance. Where was I? Unique service to the world is not only needed but celebrated. See the love within you and know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and loved. Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. So guys, this is really telling me that it's not going to be slow and steady. It's going to really ramp up the peace. You're going to get out of whatever funk you're in. You will kind of like set your own goals. You're going to analyze, and this is you, Virgo. You kind of will get to the bottom. You're going to address it, heal it, and you're going to find maybe just one issue that is going to kind of like put fire in you, and the fire is going to be, you might actually have people already around you who are kind of go people, but you might need to work a little bit more until the end of June, and then it's going to happen. It's just going to happen just like this. You're going to feel powerful. You're going to feel healed. You have to start twice. He has the star in his lantern, and star is showing up here. And Uranus is entering Taurus, your sister sign, and this really has a lot to do with this, because things will change dramatically, rapidly. You will actually, Virgo, not recognize yourself by the end of the month. So enjoy it. I love you. Until the next time, just book a reading with me. And if you haven't subscribed, please click that like button or subscribe button, and please give me a thumbs up if you're already here. That is kind of like measure if I should continue doing this or not. And lastly, cattarot.ca, book your own reading. Love you. All of us.